Hello travelers, Tara here, and I'm coming to you today with an open reading. See, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's only been 3 days, I think, since I posted the last one, but I just have this, I don't know, I just need to put my hands on some cards. So, what we're going to do, as usual, this is an open reading and the messages will not resonate with everyone. In order to gain any insight into your situation requires a personal reading, where you will provide me with your name, your birth date, and your sun sign, and I do a little bit of meditation on that. And then we can, give you some information. As always, I say to you, take what you can and disregard what you cannot. For those of you who've been emailing me, asking me about my rates, you're doing it through the website. Hello, the information is there on the website. So, just take a moment to peruse. You don't have to have a membership to look at the products and things of that nature. Those of you who have website memberships, I think I said to you, I don't know, in the last newsletter, that I've got some things coming up for you. Expect a newsletter, if not tomorrow, then on the 13th. There's a little I'm running a discount off on Akashic Records readings, and I'm also going to be bringing you a kind of a special thing. And usually right when the holidays start to come around, I try to do a little something for people right around there to try to show a little give back as well. If you have not signed up for my newsletter, you can go over and sign up to the newsletter. For those of you who may be interested in a membership to the website, there are 3 different levels. You can go over and click on where it says join today. It explains everything that you get, what you have access to. There's lots of information. There are lots of videos there on the site. There are ebooks. There's lots of information, and the information that is contained in those pages is information to help you help yourselves. Okay, it's about empowering yourselves and learning tools, perhaps, and techniques, or just perhaps different ways of handling things to help you move on to your spiritual journey. So for those of you who have been wanting to get an Akashic Records reading, it's a 10% discount. That sale is only going to run for 1 week. It requires consultations. Again, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, get the newsletter, and it's going to explain some things to you about Akashic Records readings. That I don't think I have it scheduled to either come out tomorrow night at midnight. I'm not exactly sure. Whatever. Might come out tonight at midnight. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and get started with this reading. There's a lot of, I feel, change in the air. We do have the fact that Uranus has stationed retrograde again into Aries. It won't be moving out of Aries until May, I want to say around May 15th of 2018. So typically where you find Uranus transiting, whatever house that is for you, and of course you're going to need your charts for that, it's going to tell you where there's going to be some shakeup, some changes, sometimes some liberations and freedom, sometimes unexpected things. But normally when Uranus comes in to shake things up, it's really an opportunity for you to move to the next level. Sometimes these changes come through sometimes sudden, sad, unexpected events, and then sometimes it can be like a eureka moment. Oh my God, I can't believe this just happened, or I can't believe this opportunity just fell into my lap. In which case, whatever doors that Jupiter and Scorpio is opening for you, please step through. You have a whole year to do this. And it may not be easy for some of you, but the key is to buckle down and persevere. Okay. And interestingly enough, as I was pre-shuffling the cards, these 3 cards came up, and I left them down because it looked like the deck was trying to tell me the story beforehand. And what I have is 8 of Wands, Queen of Wands, and then the 10 of Wands. Now, this is all Wands energy, and I think we still have some kind of Sun-Mars conjunction going on. Mars rules speed, heat, aggression, passion, desire, anger, motivation. The sun illuminates things for you. speaks to fathers, your ego, showing you everything perhaps in the harsh, either the harsh light of day, or illuminating things in such a way as you can see clearly where it is that you're trying to go or that you wish to go. I could say in some respects that this reading may be about a fire sign female, which would be Aries, Leo, and or Sagittarius. But quite frankly, we all can embody the different elements or qualities of each suit. So say, for instance, you are a Piscean individual, but all of a sudden you just got a whole bunch of work that's come in and you got to get this done. 8 of Wands, 10 of Wands, okay? So now you got your hustle on, all right? And so you're in there and you're getting things done. So please don't assume that just because this Queen of Wands has shown up that it is particularly about her. And whether this is same-sex or heterosexual, male or female, again, the messages may apply to you. Take what you can, disregard what you cannot. Now, the 8 of Wands, wands are typically representative of our work, but I also see them, again, as I said, I like to interpret them as your motivation. What does it take for you to get up and do whatever it is you got to do every day? Okay. And I do feel that for some of you, something has come in quite suddenly. The 8 of Wands is typically news coming in, or it could be a trip or travel coming in, typically by air. The thing I don't really ever like about the 8 of Wands is the fact that we just don't know what those wands are aimed at. They are simply flying through the air. So this is about, if you've started something, you know, just know that whatever you have started, it's going to come sort of like with the vengeance. So either buckle up, hang on, and be ready to get in there and get it done. Or at least, if nothing else, be willing to go with the flow. Okay. That's kind of what I'm looking at that. And for some of you, I do feel that this may be some type of career or work endeavor. The 8 of Wands represents Mercury in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules law, legal issues, foreigners, the internet, export, imports. It rules karmic law. It rules higher education, philosophy, beliefs, astrology, religion. So, you know, this really could be a new something coming in for many of you. And that you are indeed, if you are this Queen of Wands or in that Queen of Wands energy, that's only being receptive. Okay. So that's why I say, even if you're a male, if you are open to new things coming in, that's receptive energy. That is feminine energy. And being a queen means that you are in a position where you are going to be able to handle whatever this new thing is. We're not saying that it's going to be easy here with this 10 of Wands, but this also tells me that 10 means that this is an end. So for some of you, this could be something as simple as getting to the point where you're about to complete your secondary education. Maybe you decided to go back to school for a master's. Maybe some of you want to go to school for a master's, and now you're getting the news that you've been accepted into the master's program, and you know that you have work ahead of you. The 10 of Wands is sometimes referred to as a burden. And I don't always look at it that way because why I consider a burden to be something that weighs you down and oppresses you, that kind of hangs over you. Whereas we see that this guy has these things in front of him. Okay. And sometimes this could be not being able to see the forest for the trees in one respect, but it also just means taking on whatever it is you got to take on and keep moving forward. You know, and that could be, it can be in one respect burdensome or tiresome or stressful, or, you know, you can put any adjective to it that you want, but you see that there's a destination where he's trying to get to. Now, sometimes this can be about learning how to put aside those things that really are not that, you know, to prioritize things. Okay. Prioritize. Work on those things that really are most important, or are really going to help you to get where it is you want to go, maybe a little bit faster or a little less stress-free. This could be about delegating other responsibilities. And it's also sometimes can be about not taking on those things that aren't yours. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and let's get some incense going here. Let me fan it across the table so we can call in the guides to kind of help us and those of you who have received Akashic Records readings from me, that little invocation that you get at the beginning of your 21-day transmutation, that invocation that you do before you actually start your homework, that's an invocation that you can use at any time to call down your guides and your angels, okay? So please, you know, put that to good use if you need it. Now, let's put the rest of the cards down. I have La Vida Sibilas here. I also have the Neapolitans here with me. I have not used those in quite a while. And then we will close this reading out again with the Heart Oracle Tarot and an Angel Answer card. I'm going to put a piece of benzoin on there. I hope I put it in the right place. Yeah, I did. Okay. I know that I myself am going to be making a few changes to the website. Making it easier for you guys to search things or find things simply by pulling up tags or words or categories. I'm going to be rewriting some pages, redoing some things. So it won't change a whole lot. I just got that new theme. I kind of like it, but I kind of don't, but whatever. All right. Here's a Queen of Pentacles. Here's a Seven of Pentacles. Here is the High Priestess. Well, here's a Ten of Swords. Here's a Knight of Wands. Wow. And here's a King of Pentacles. Well, isn't that something? Oh, wow. Okay. And so we end with a Six of Wands. Now, I only have one major arcana card, and this tells me that you have actually more control over this than you realize that you do, but it's the High Priestess, and the High Priestess can be a kind of a funky energy. A funky energy in the sense that she can represent the unknown. She can be about trusting your intuition, but not being sure about trusting your intuition, not trusting your own judgment. She can be about not speaking up about a situation when perhaps you should speak up about a situation. She can be about saying something to someone, speaking up, but it not being appreciated or someone taking it the wrong way. She would say whatever she said to you because she felt at that time that you were ready to handle that information. She does not give out information. She does not share what she knows with those that she doesn't feel are either able to handle it or maybe even are worthy of that information. Sometimes you just don't deign to talk to people. You can't explain stuff. It's not even worth your time. She can be that kind of an energy, but she also speaks to female issues. She can be about emotional health. She can be about hormonal health. For some of you, this could be a situation of maybe going through the change. She represents the moon, and the moon represents mothers, nurturing, love, emotions. Sometimes this could be about the fear of those things, okay? But because she sits in front of a veil of pomegranates, what this says is that there's a lot of, the High Priestess energy is about seeds. It is about knowing when to plant your seeds, the best soil to plant them in. How can you best tend those things? She can be about that divine feminine energy. Okay. Now I see that for some of you here, right in the center, I have the Seven of Pentacles. And the Seven of Pentacles is the energy of waiting until the harvest comes in. This represents the energy of Saturn in Taurus. Now, wherever Saturn touches, Saturn brings restrictions, limitations, delays, hard work. Taurus is about your is a money sign, but it represents your personal finances. It represents your home, your bank account, your investments, your 401ks, your car, your jewelry, your movable possessions, your property, if you have any. Um, it also speaks to having toiled away at something, okay? And now you have another element that's being introduced. What do I do with this other element? Okay, it's going to take me up to an 8. So 7s represent a moment of pause and reflection. Before I move forward, let me stop and think about all that I've done before, okay, and what do I want to do now? How am I going to fit whatever this, obviously something has come in. Where am I going to fit this thing in, and how am I going to, and could this be the very thing that I need to get me to that 8 of Pentacles? That's that next level that we know is going to have to, that we're going to be working on. That's the apprenticeship card. Now, I feel for some of you, you're a bit torn. You're not exactly sure if this is something you should continue with or if it's something you should give up. The sun in Gemini, remember I was speaking to you about how the sun illuminates things? So sometimes that could be the energy of recognizing that you've gone as far as you can go in a particular situation or in a relationship, and not just a romance. There are no cups here. Okay, so I do feel in one sense this is about a new chapter trying to come along in terms of what kind of stability and wealth, and where am I going to be able to best focus my time and energy to get the best out of it. Now, just there are 3 women here, obviously, as we can see. I don't know if this is about, typically when there are 2 queens. Now, most tarot readers will tell you that 2 or 3 queens means that there's gossip and there's backstabbing. I'm not saying that that's not true, okay? But that's always the negative. Why can it not be that it's 2 people trying to come together and do something? They're in partnership. Why do I say in partnership? Because we had Jupiter in Libra. Jupiter has now moved into Scorpio. Scorpio rules other people's money. Okay, and it is also a partnership house. Okay, and this is about deadly serious financial agreements. This could be about going into business with someone, getting a loan with someone. Let's say if this is about a same-sex female couple, this could be about wanting to merge together, to come together as a life partner. Well, when the 2 of you come together, that means that you're going to be bringing, everybody's going to be bringing their own personal property. Okay, that brings on an increase. But how do I share those things with the other person, but still be able to maintain my own pink slip or my own dollars or my own coins? Okay, some of you, I think, have come to a place where you're not exactly sure which direction to go in. So there's a pause, there's a hold, there's a wait. I feel that for others of you, I have this 8 of Wands, this Queen of Pentacles, and this 10 of Swords. I think that for some of you, something has come in quite suddenly, and this may be an earth sign female, Virgo, Capricorn, or Taurus. In terms of a profession, she might be someone who is an accountant or a banker, or she handles money, or she's very down to earth. She does, ecology. She cares about, it could be any number of things. But also, to me, the Queen of Pentacles is what I called that energy of the housewife queen. This is someone who knows how to take assets, how to kind of make something from nothing, but at the same time, she's very good at shepherding and using whatever resources that she has to either maintain or to figure out how to bring in an increase. Okay. And I think for some of you, there is a hold on this. There's something that you don't see. Now, the 10 of Swords tells me that whatever, this is like a hurry up, and it's kind of a funky energy here. This 8 of Wands with this 10. Maybe for some of you, something came in and you realize that right now you don't have any place for it. But this also tells you that whatever that situation is, it's reached rock bottom. It can't get any worse. It can't get any lower. And even though you may felt like you have got the shaft in this deal, Okay, it is the darkest before the dawn. So what do? Well, you come back and you reassess your situation. Okay, and sometimes this high priestess can read about fear, the fear of something not coming about, not being able, again, like I said, to trust your intuition or to trust your judgment. But we see that quite suddenly, either someone rides in to tell you all is not lost, okay, or there's some news. Now, down the center, this Queen of Wands, this Seven of Pentacles, and this Knight of Wands. Again, and this could be two different aspects of the same female. Okay. Man, I've been working on this shit. Man, something's coming. I've been working on this and working on this. And now I finally got to a place. And I know that I've got an option here. Okay. I've been putting in the work. And I ought to be seeing some kind of return on this. But maybe I'm not seeing it. Maybe I'm fearing that I've been doing the wrong thing. Because to me, sometimes the Ten of Wands can be that energy of feeling as if you shot your own self in the foot. But they're swords. And swords bring about thoughts, perceptions, beliefs, ideas. Okay. It may feel like this, and this can be a very tough energy to come out of. But all you got to do is try to remember that this too shall pass. And something definitely comes in to help you realize that. Now, for some of you, this could be the end of one partnership. See it here? And the beginning of another one. Okay. And if this is the same aspect, a different aspect of the same female here, okay, earth and fire energies can be difficult to balance. You see, she's sitting between two pillars, okay, the light and the dark. And I honestly feel that for some of you, this is really a situation where you are faced with the opportunity to change something. And to me, the high priestess reads like a fear. That's what she reads like, the unknown. And a lot of times this is what she can represent, the unknown. The answer is unknown at this time. And so this tells me right across the center that some of you just maybe have come to a point where you're not exactly sure what you should do. And it could very well be that you're waiting on news or information from someone else. Okay. I feel that this 10, no matter what, this tells me that these are endings. Tens bring about changes. It's the end of a cycle. The next thing to come up will be the aces. Okay. Now this is past, present, and future, and this is past, present, and future. So for some of you, this is a change perhaps in the way that you communicate, that you think, what your beliefs are. Why? Because what you've been doing before just hasn't been working for you. It's always ended up feeling like you got the short end of the stick. For others of you, this is going to be the beginning of something. Okay. Either way, this is also a beginning. Okay. You know, we talk about that wheel of fortune, and this represents Jupiter in Leo, this 6. This is the energy of Jupiter in Leo. Well, what does Leo represent? And we do have all of this fire energy here. Leo represents the 5th house. The 5th house rules babies, lovers, children. Okay. This could be about godparents, fostering, adoption, in vitro fertilization, going into a new relationship where you have children from another relationship, or going into a new relationship where your partner has children from another relationship, or going into a relationship where you both have children together, and this is about blending two families together. But it also speaks to your creativity, your enjoyment in life. It's about sex, it's about courtship, it's about affairs, courtly love, and it is about that junior demographics that are 20 plus years behind you. So for some of you, this could be a situation in where you may be wanting to really make a substantial change in your life. Even this King of Pentacles could be, you know, as if you're this queen, you've been working and struggling and struggling. You're at this queen energy now, and now you know it's time for you to move forward. We can even embody both male and feminine energies, like the pillars here, the yin, the yang, the masculine, the feminine. Okay. whatever this thing is, we see that we kind of ride off. Okay, this is the victory card. You've come through a 5. And 5s are something that comes in to destabilize a situation. It's typically forces that are beyond your control. Okay, and then you get through that, and you can ride off and leave that kind of behind. The thing is, though, is when you're riding off, you know, with your bottle of champagne and your winner's check in the other hand, do not forget that you didn't get there without going through that 5. So everybody who maybe even came behind you and created a whole bunch of havoc for you, those people helped you to move through that. Why? Because it couldn't get any worse than that. Let me just go on and get out of this situation. Okay. Let's go to the cards. The 7 just speaks to a moment of really of trying to, there's an inner conflict, but it's not a conflict of I don't know what I'm looking for, the word that I'm looking for. It just represents an inner, perhaps just an inner dialogue with yourself about what it is you should do. Where do I want to go? What's my next step? How can I take what I've already built and add something new to it so I can get maybe to this king? I don't know. So let's, the first thing I want to look at, of course, is this 10 of Swords, because it sits in a very, very pivotal location. It sits as the last card down in the past and the first card out in the future row. So for some of you, this could be, have happened. Maybe you might be in the throes of it right now. And for some of you, this could be coming up. This row of the 8 of Wands, the High Priestess, and this 10 of Swords, this could be something coming in that you don't even see that's going to put you in this, okay? But the reason why it's been putting you in this is because it's time for you to change now, okay? This is I honestly feel that this is some kind of news or event that's going to really change the situation for you. The Falsità. The Donna Maritata, and the Speranza. Well, now, for some of you, this could be, I think, perhaps about, because this represents the lies, hidden intentions, okay? It can also represent fear. But I think that for some of you, you are coming out of a situation where you may have thought, or maybe you found out that somebody had a wife. Maybe you assumed or you thought that you were going to be in that position. We see that we have the hope here. But I'm also picking up that this is really a situation about, with this High Priestess here, this is about dealing with past, what do you call it? Past betrayals, past lies, past deceptions that you've had to deal with. Okay. I really remember, I keep telling you that this is really, I feel that this is really about something that's coming up as a change, even though I don't, it's not, there's no Wheel of Fortune, there's no, what do you call it, tower here, but these 2 tens are telling me that something is changing for you. Now on this, I think this is telling me that you're going to have to recognize that those things that happened in the past for you, whatever lies or betrayals or whatever those hidden things, this could also be about things coming up from the surface. This is about going down emotionally deep, dealing with psychological issues, things that can have to do with your mother. Maybe your mother was in always in bad relationships and you never saw anything good out of it, and that has made you on a very deep level very, very insecure or suspicious about what men want from you or how are you to interact with them. For others of you, this could be about things coming up and realizing, you know, I've always done, my mother always ended up with bad men. And I seem to have been repeating that pattern. Well, you're being asked now to recognize that this is about your shadow self. I do believe so. And this is saying that you're going to have to change. It can't get any worse than it is right now. And I feel that this is about being able to maintain your hope and your faith that no matter what has happened in the past, something's going to come in to give you a new outlook. That's, I think, what I'm trying to say. And it is going to be up to you how you deal with that. I want to look at this 10 of Wands because we see that you're pulled in two separate directions. And this could also be the fear of, remember I was talking about the partnership kind of thing? This could also be the fear of losing your independence by joining forces with someone. Okay. You know, I'm always telling y'all to keep your own pink slip. Okay. Well, now the question is, well, how do I, like I said at the beginning, how do I maintain my own pink slip, but still be able to join forces with someone? Okay. It's about finding that right balance between intimacy and intimate agreements, but also independence. And that really is what the 8th house is all about, the sign of Scorpio. Okay. It is about how do I merge with another person, come with another person, but then be able to step back from that person and be an individual and then come back in and merge with that person again. Okay. How do I not lose myself in partnership? But at the same time, how do I not be so individualistic that I can't be in partnership? Does that make any sense? Okay. The Vedovo, the stanza, and the La Costanza. Well, isn't that interesting? So I do feel that for some of you, this is really working, trying to get over something that's been very difficult. I see that this could even be about negotiations here. We have the stanza. This is the card of communications, but there is no one in the room. And the La Costanza speaks to the permanence or the immutability of a situation. So in other words, it'd be, you know what? I've been struggling with this for so long. You know, I can't even talk about it anymore. There's no point in even talking about it anymore. Okay. So it looks to me as though there is a decision that you guys are on the have to make. There's a decision that you are on the cusp of making, and it may have come through something completely unexpected out of the blue. That's really always the way that 8 of Wands comes to me. Now, what we want to do now is we want to look at this High Priestess. Why? Because sometimes as well, the High Priestess can be about the woman that we don't know. But is that the other woman, or is it the woman or the person that hides within us? Okay. You know how I tell you sometimes Saturn is all about sabotage in terms of you're so fearful of something happening that you try to preempt that bad thing happening, and whatever it is that you try to do to preempt it just makes the situation worse. Okay. And this could be in the center a warning telling you to stop and think about that for a moment. If there's something you've been considering saying or doing, stop and think about that for a moment. The Limoneo, the Superbia, and the Deliranti. Wow. I think what this is telling me is that this unknown thing that has come, that has triggered all of this emotional thing, and it very well could be that you are fearful that maybe someone is not being truthful to you, or there's something that hasn't come to light. But what I'm sensing that there has been a meeting, there has been a connection. I feel for some of you, you have left a relationship. The Vedovo, the Limoneo, and the Fortuna. You have left the relationship because it has run out of road. For others of you, I honestly feel that this is about being tied to the past, how things were in the past. You know, I have been in relationships before where I've you know, gone in all happy-go-lucky only to have that person screw me around. Okay? Could be that as well. But what I'm sensing is that for some of you, I think someone has come in, someone new has come in, and the Superbia and the Dilettante. Now, these are two funky kind of cards, and they're kind of neutral in one respect, but also kind of not neutral. In one respect, the Superbia Dilettante with this is telling me that, you know, oh my God, I met somebody and I'm crazy about that person. This is quite successful. You know, it's about showing my true colors. I'm going to be able to really, this person brings out what really is hidden within me. Now, that could either be a good thing or a bad thing. The Dilettante, stupid actions or stupid behaviors, but it also speaks to being delirious. Okay. This is quite an interesting reading. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to pull some Neapolitans on this Eight of Wands to see what this thing is that started. And for some of you, this is going to be playing out all the way into November into December. And sometimes this could be, you know, sometimes that Ten of Swords can be a disappointment. A disappointment. Something that you did not see coming. You know, as I say, this is general. For some of you, you might be like, yeah, that's exactly right. Other you like, I don't know what the hell she's talking about. A Knight of Cups. A Seven of Swords. And a Page of Swords. Let me show you the cards. I think an offer has come in. Now, to me, in this deck, what these seven swords represents is it represents people being on two different mental planes. They don't think the same. Okay, and some new thought or some new message or some new belief or idea has come in between these two. We see that there is the Page of Swords. Okay, and the Page of Swords is about communication. So I do feel that for some of you on a very mundane level, here with the coins, in the actual physical world, I think that there is a change trying to occur for you. Maybe that has come through the offer of a job, the offer of more money, the offer of better financial security. I also feel that for others of you, whatever this offer is, it has come in. It has had you rethink the way that you have been focusing your efforts, your energy, your time, your desire, your ambition. Okay. And we see that there's I do believe some kind of miscommunication here in some respect. This could very well be, in some cases, for some of you, it may be about a deception. You know, I don't know. Everybody's story is personal. So I want you to go ahead and formulate a question for the angel answer cards. That Six of Wands is just telling me that, you know, no matter which side of the coin you may fall on in this situation, no matter what is happening, if you can stay focused, not only focused in terms of the direction in which you're going, but also remembering those things you went through, that Five of Wands, you had to go through that five to get to that six. That's going to help you. Okay, it's going to help you. So let's and the truth is, nothing can stay the same forever. It's not supposed to. Those two tens are telling me that something will be changing for you. All right. One question. Let's see what the angel answer cards have to say. And then we will pull a heart oracle tarot. Well, the angel answer card says to be assertive. Now, she's holding what looks like a mask in her hand, this particular angel. But when I first saw it, it looks like a key to me. So this could be about the key to stepping into your own power. Remember, we saw all of those wands at the top. Okay. And sometimes you have to be assertive in order to get to where you want to go. Now, you don't have to be assertive in a bitchy or an assholey kind of way. You can be assertive and be truthful, but also respectful to people as well. Okay. Do keep in mind that sometimes when you assert yourself, other people aren't going to like that. This could be something, a totally new energy for you. And people are like, well, where did that come from? You can't worry about what that, you know, if you've been keeping silent and letting other people run over you or do whatever the case may be, and all of a sudden you just decide, you know what, I'm not going to do that anymore because it hasn't gotten me anywhere, that 10 of swords, okay? Then don't allow fear to prevent you from stepping into who you are. That's what the fifth house of Leo is all about. It is about understanding your own creative power. What creative abilities do you have? What makes you happy? How can I be more joyful? How can I spread that joy around? How can I, and when you can do that, be more creative and more joyful, you draw in better relationships with people. So this is, be assertive. This situation calls for you to take matters into your own hands. You must get clear on your personal feelings and then pursue the fulfillment of your desires with courage and self-confidence. Ask for what you need without watering down your request to satisfy others. In other words, if you need something from somebody, don't say, well, you know, like this. No, this is what I need. Okay? And either that person is going to be able to step into that role and help you get that, or they won't. And if they're not, you know, and then you know what you have to do. You got to take matters into your own hand. Remember that seeing to your own needs is nothing to apologize for. Set boundaries with those around you in order to create a safe and fair environment. Tailor your actions so that you earn the respect from others you deserve, and then move forward. That's what I said. You don't have to be bitchy about it or an asshole about it. You know, this is what I need. You can't do that. I got to go. Okay, that doesn't work for me. You know, let's go to, and this is what's very interesting. That's why I laughed when I saw, now why he ain't been here in 2 weeks, this damn yard guy. I've been calling him everything but the child of God. Now he want to show up. Anyway, the heart arc tarot is, guess what? The Ace of Pentacles, strengthening bonds. I think that's the Ace of Pentacles. Let's see here. Yes, it's the Ace of Pentacles. Stability, reality, grounded, and health. The potential exists now to bring greater stability to your relationships. Be realistic about what you can expect from others and what you can offer in return. Be consistent and clear in your actions and demand the same. By taking a down-to-earth approach, your expectations of other people are more likely to be met, and relationships will be strengthened. Scattered emotional energy will not serve you, so be sure to ground yourself. Steady and calm energy will translate into secure and strong relationships. To ground yourself, take a walk in nature and connect with the energy of the trees and Mother Earth herself. Enjoy greater health by exercising and eating well. A healthy body will help you feel confident about yourself and your abilities. This self-assured energy will enable you to improve current relationships and attract new ones as well. And I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a bunch of, I don't know, kind of weird energy going on, and I haven't been able to work out due to my ankle. Well, I graduated from the boot to the ankle brace, I'm still not able to do exactly what it is I need, because I miss doing planks. I like doing planks. And, but what I have been doing is getting out and just kind of walking around in the yard for a few minutes. My ankle is still not that strong, but just those few minutes can help. Even if you just go outside and sit, take your shoes off, put your feet in the grass, that will help you out a lot. So I hope as we move through this, we have a new moon coming up in a few weeks. This is the new moon is a time to get your set your intentions to become clear to move forward on the next new step or chapter, or little thing chapter that you got written going on. And I hope those messages help. And as I said, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, suggest you do. You can simply click on the little thing that shows up here, and that'll take you directly over to the website. All right, until next time, namaste.